Hey everyone, just want to stop by real quick for the podcast starts and say you should like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at John D. Klauser, literally the same name as the name that you subscribe to on this YouTube channel. So enjoy this clip, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Welcome to the John Show with your host, John Doogie Klauser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Klauser, John D. Klauser, whichever one you really prefer, to tell you the truth. Episode 145, a new beginning. No. So what's up, guys? How are you? We are sliding into December. Can you believe it? Dude, it was just Halloween. It was just Halloween. Didn't you just feel like it was just Halloween? Hell, it was just summer. But what sucks is, like, we have Halloween, then the weather just gets cold, and then, like, we're like, oh, okay, we can deal with this. This isn't that bad. And we have, like, a cold. Then there's, like, a week where it's, like, super cold, where it's, like, in the 20s. And we're like, this world sucks. And then it gets back up to, like, normal, like, 50s, 60s, maybe one day 70, maybe one day. Then Thanksgiving happens. And, you know, leaves are changing. Leaves are falling. And then it gets December 1st. And everyone's like, oh my God, Christmas is coming. Christmas is right around the corner. Then, you know, other people are like, oh my God, it's Hanukkah. Hanukkah is coming up soon too. Oh my God, what am I going to get my daughter? Oh, my daughter's coming in for Hanukkah. What are we going to do? We're going to light the candles, drink some soup, talk about Jimmy, you know, just those things. God, my Jewish accents don't, yeah. It's not even that bad. I word started back into it. My daughter, it's like my marble rye. Oh, he just stole my marble rye. I just love that. I love that old lady who says that in Seinfeld. And, like, you clearly tell she's this old Jewish lady. My marble rye. Oh no, my marble rye. But yeah, then, like, you know, December happens, and then, you know, 1 week, then 2 weeks. Then we're like, oh my God, Christmas is like 2 weeks away. Then it's a week away. Then it's like the week of Christmas. And then, of course, like, you know, you get your very last little bit of shopping done, if not all of your shopping. You wait till the very last moment, and then Christmas happens. And then nothing happens after that. Then after Christmas, there's New Year's, and then pretty much the football season's over. Then all we're stuck with is basketball, and it's just winter. And I guess there's soccer now. I mean, football is what I'm going to start following, because we have the World Cup right now, United States. As of today, what is it? Today is Tuesday, November 29th, and the United States beat Ukraine 1-0. To move on to the elimination round, the round of 16, which is awesome. Something that, like, do you guys hear a beeping sound? Maybe it's done. I'm probably just hearing things. Did I guys ever tell you about that time where I was doing a podcast, or I was setting up to do a podcast? Only happened one time, only once. I had to have told the story. I was doing it at the old studio in the mansion, like on the third floor of that mansion, and I was setting it up. I swear to God, I can hear something. Oh, something's hitting something, and it's making it. It's like a ding, 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 sing, and so it sounds like someone's hitting like a button. To me, I'm like, what the hell is that goddamn sound? It's literally just me. So I was setting up microphones doing testing, and I could hear some sort of radio thing going on. And I'm like, what the fuck is that sound? And it was just like sounded from like the. There it is. I hear it now. It's like it's in here. It's up in my microphone area. Like I think it's probably when I'm like hitting it and touching it. Sorry, guys. Incredibly professional, John. I can't believe I can't believe you're doing this podcast like this. I was doing it sounded like some like World War II, like talkie, like some like on the radio you hear like, the bombs over here, man. It's like, something like that, and that was it. Like I know I've had to tell the story before, but it's the weirdest thing because that's like the only ever weird thing I ever had happen, close to like ghosts, but that's what it is. It's like so funny. People who like do sage, I do sage to get rid of bad energies and bad like spirits and stuff. It's like that's so funny. Like if spirits stuff that can do all these bad things to us, the thing that's going to like completely get rid of them is sage. Like this one thing, I would think it'd be something a lot more, powerful than a thing that looks like a burnt out like blunt. Like it looks like the ash of a blunt if you just never ashed it and it just burnt the whole thing. That's what it looks like. It's just like what are we? And it smells like trash. It's like there's no way that people can like burn that and then after it they're like, I'm glad I did this. Like what is? And I'm not making fun of it because there's things I do. There's things I do. So it's so funny. Like I make fun of people who do. I don't make fun of it, but I think it's funny that people who do like or believe in with zodiac signs, and like they're Gemini and they're like a Scorpio and a Cancer. And I'm like, what? You guys believe in that? To me, it seems very generic and things that like I'm like, yeah, I think we kind of all could fall into that description. But I'm like, whatever it is, because there's things I do. So imagine every Sunday I watch football and I wear jerseys. And if my team loses with the jersey I'm wearing, I might be wearing these socks, I might be wearing these certain pants. I have 2 sets of them. So like I have the same set of black pants, same set of socks, same set of undershirt, same, jersey as well. So I'll just switch jerseys. I'll switch pants and like I'll do that because I think like, hey, you know what? If I just switch it up, then like it changes the mojo. So then like a new winning streak could happen. Then we'll just wear this outfit over and over again until we lose. And so it's equally the exact same, equivalently the same of ignorance because like that's playing no part at all of how this game's going to come out. It all has to do with like, running the ball, throwing the ball, catching, and scoring touchdowns. So if you don't do those things, then you're not going to win. It doesn't matter if you have your lucky shirt on. So yeah, it is it's funny. It's very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. It's like, same spot, same place. Do the same thing. Do the same thing, John. You do the exact same thing. But yeah, so I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hope it was great. I hope you guys ate a lot of food. I don't understand people who like Thanksgiving food. I think it's horrific. I think it's gross. I think stuffing's gross. Sweet potatoes make my stomach hurt. Hurts my tummy. And, really, the turkeys usually tends to be dry. People like to, people eat the dark meat. Still, it's a turkey. It's not that great. It's just eating like a bigger piece of chicken. Not a big fan of chicken either. So I'm just kind of like, man, this is really what we're doing right now, huh? Don't like cranberries. Don't like cranberry sauce in a can or from scratch. I don't care either one. I don't want it. What else? I guess mac and cheese. That's if you go to, not a white Thanksgiving, because not many white Thanksgivings have they have potato salad instead, which is horrific. And it's usually wet. Coleslaw, wet, gross, dry, damn near terroristic. Like, you're a terrorist if you like it dry. It's just like, why do you like this? It's like salad. It's like a dry salad. It's horrific. Like, I mean, salad has to have some sort of wetness to it, just to make it easier to fucking chew on. Like come on. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, salad's great, but if it doesn't have a little bit of wetness and something, the Italian dressing or I guess ranch, which anyone who is past the age of 12 and uses ranch on their salad, if that's my only choice, blue cheese is the worst. I think blue cheese is the absolute worst. Um, I've had girls stop dating me because I won't eat blue cheese. And I love that. I feel like that feels like it's a bit, but it's not. It's just it's goddamn truth. I dated this girl once. There's a lot more things that me and her didn't like really fucking agree on. So, you know, yeah, we were just like, I can't believe you like blue cheese. She's like, I can't believe you don't like blue cheese. I'm like, I don't like rotten shit. But granted, I'll give you this: rice, ground beef, rice, I guess chicken during the week. Then I'll go to steak and burgers on the weekend. And the thing is that I don't understand. People are like, oh, you shouldn't eat burgers all the time. It's like, burgers are not the problem. It's like the other stuff you eat with. If you don't eat fries and, you don't, drink a Coke and all that stuff, if you just literally take a piece of meat, ground beef, you pat it up into a patty, cook it on both sides, salt and pepper, piece of lettuce, a tomato, onions, and some cheese, and you eat that with some bread, you're okay. It's not that bad. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the fucking world. You should be doing it every time. Why do you think I only do it on the weekends? Because it's about moderation. Like even this whole thing right here. No more than two in a night. Because I have other things to do. I got to get other things done. I have to be responsible. Can't just get wasted all the time. Well, you could. I don't understand. Oh man, that's one of the things I envy those people that can just get blasted drunk, because it's such a violent thing to do to your body. But to do it to day in day out, to just get violently drunk, not violently in the sense of like you fight people, but just like inside your body is just like a kamikaze plane trying to trying not to fucking crash while both the wings are on fire. And it's just one of those like, oh, don't fucking die. It's like trying to pull it up. It's just weird. It's like it's such a violent thing to do to your body on all aspects of it. Dehydrates you. Makes you feel like shit because it dehydrates you. It kind of ages your skin. It dries out your skin. And it's just a lot of bad stuff. Not a lot, and it's actually there's really not one positive thing to alcohol, other than it's fun, but that's not healthy. Sometimes things are fun, but they're not healthy. So yeah, rough, right? Woof. Man, but yeah. Thanksgiving food, horrific. It's not good. It's not, but what you do is you have to, when you get offered to go to these things, these events with people, you gotta just be polite and you gotta eat it. And then I will feel sick to my stomach because I'm like, none of this food is anything I would ever want to eat. My body's like, why are we eating this? We never eat this. We never put this kind of stuff in our body ever. So why are we doing it today? I'm like, because we have to be socially non-awkward. We can't be awkward right now, John. On inside, John, we have to, we have to act like, we went to a good college, and we have to pretend that we understand how to be socially not inept. We have to do things that sometimes we don't like, and most of the time things that I do not enjoy at all. Man, totally cool. I can two people kind of deal with two people. Anything past that, I just shut the fuck down, and I just kind of slowly try to fade way back. And I'm like, I'm gonna just observe from way over here, and I'm good. It's it's so funny because people are always like, hey John, you can sit down. I'm like, I'll just kind of stand over here, just be fine. I'm just cool. And people are like, play this board game with us. I'm like, no, not really. Nope, don't want to do that. Because to you think I'm not, you're like, gee, John just kind of just stands there and doesn't kind of looks around a little bit. He takes a sip of his beer, And like, he doesn't really talk to anyone. And like, is he having a good time? I'm having a great time. It's when the people start coming up to me and start wanting to talk, and because it's never anything good, because usually like, they want to talk to you, they're drunk, and now they have like some sort of like feelings they want to talk about, and now you're just sitting here, or they have an opinion on something. It's like, oh, what's your opinions on the Kanye West thing, about the Jewish people? It's like, I'm like, it's not good. I don't want to talk about it on a podcast, let alone want to talk about it like in a situation where like I'm not gonna get something out of it by like at least it's recorded. So if something crazy is said, like it could at least be like, shared. It's like, other than that, like there's no need. Like if I didn't do any of this film stuff, like I wouldn't vote, I wouldn't read any of the news, I wouldn't be involved in any of it. I just was like, I'd be like, this has nothing to do with me, so I'm not going to involve myself. And you're like, well, you're a citizen of the United States. It's like, it does involve you. I'm like, no, it doesn't though. I am trying to live my life. I'm trying to do my things. Like, if I was just an accountant, sometimes I think about that. I'm like, if I just chose to be an accountant, if I were just did that instead, what the how easy life would be right now. So much easier. I wouldn't be doing all this podcasting stuff. I probably wouldn't even listen to a podcast. Like, podcast seems stupid. The idea of just listening to people talk seems dumb as hell. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I have to listen to people talk at my job. It's enough. I'm good. I'm totally fucking good, dude. Like, I don't need those podcasts. I don't need that stuff. But I'm in film. I feel like it's one of those things that you should probably do. It's a great way of like free promotion for yourself, as well as like it's just good practice to do, so you can figure out a system how you want to do a podcast and stuff. So, it is what it is. Some people do this, some people do that. Some people buy a bucket of what is it called, that Fireball drink. Is it a Fireball, or what is it that yeah, it's Fireball, the shot drinks, the cinnamon whiskey. And then they give it to you, and you take like 6 of them in one night. Yeah, it was fun though. It was fun. It was a good time. It was good times. Good times. But yeah, so we're here. Hope you're doing good. This episode is probably so weird, because this episode should have been done like, I feel like a couple of days earlier. A little late on this, I feel. But it's better late than never, right? Technically, I'm still on time. I'm still on schedule. It's not even really that. It's not like I've been lazy about anything. Let's see here. What did I have? I had some things to talk about, I guess. Nothing of real big importance. Oh, man. Okay, so the other day, I had to take a short flight the other day, and it was like just literally like a 24, maybe like a 36 hour like trip, little event. And so I packed all my stuff. Like, it was so stupid, because I should have just done it the night before. Like, I always do that, but this one time I'm like, it's only gonna be like a short trip. Like, I'm just gonna take one of my little like overnight sacks, like that has a bunch of like, has a thing of like contact solution, contacts, toothpaste, toothbrush, all that stuff. And then, I'll be good. Like, I'm just taking that, going on a trip, or not even like a really trip. I'm just like taking it's a short little flight. It's like a 45-minute flight, so it's like not even gonna be that long. And then, then I'm just gonna be overnight a little bit, and like leave like super early in the morning, like around like 4 or 5. And so I was like, this is no big deal. This is whatever. This is no big deal. And so I was like, I packed everything, and I just assumed everything was still in there. But then I was like, as soon as I got it and I realized the revelation of what occurred, I was like, yeah, I remember that I had took that out and put it into another one, because I was gonna give this bag to someone else, because this little thing, I have these little like traveling bags. They're really fucking awesome. And so that one I was gonna give, because that was the person who wanted it like those colors. And so I was like, oh shit. And then everything went to hell. and I realized I didn't have anything in there except a contact solution container, for contacts. I have a contact container, and that was it. I had nothing else. And then I had a toothbrush, but it wasn't even like a real toothbrush. That's the things that's why I don't even count it. It was one of the ones where like it had the head of a toothbrush and a little bit, probably about like that much of like the stem, and then it was one of the ones that like popped into a plastic cup, like one of those like plastic containers. So you could like fold it in, and that's all I had. And I didn't have any toothpaste, so I'm like, well, shit. There's nothing. I'm like, I had coffee, and I'm like, I want at least like my mouth is gonna feel grungy. It feels, how your teeth feel like it feels like it has sand on it. And so I was like, oh, and so I just took hot water, and I just like brushed my teeth. And let me tell you guys, nothing's worse. Nothing tastes awful than if you don't, because you're just tasting all the bacteria and all the fucking gunk that's been in your mouth. You're just moving it around on your tongue, and your tongue's like, this is not fun. And your teeth are like, well, at least they're smooth now. So, little column A, little column B, what are we going to do? But it was horrific. And I just like took a bunch of hot water, just swish it and just spit it out, put it more in my mouth, spit it out. But it was one of the worst moments. It was a dumb moment. So don't ever do that. But it was like, we're in a rough spot, John. You gotta just do this, because you're not gonna do well. And then so I had to go, and we were driving by. We ended up stopping at this restaurant, and there's a CVS next door. So I just got some stuff, and then we were good to go. But it was a horrible moment in my life. Horrible time. Do not recommend doing stuff like that. So that was that. Oh my God. So it's so funny because I'm in a group chat with a bunch of other filmmakers. And what usually happens is there's 12 to 15 of us at times, because some of us leave, come back in. We add new people, take people out. It's all a big thing. And so one of my friends was like, hey, White Lotus season 2, how does everyone feel? Like, question marks, give your opinions, go on. So everyone's giving their opinions. Most people are like, it's all right, it's okay. Like, what we've seen so far. And then, because it's on HBO Max, so they're not releasing it all at one time. You have to like wait every week for it to come out, which is almost smart, because it actually does kind of build some suspense if it's a good product. And so I saw season 1. I was like, well, I saw season 1. It was pretty good. I heard that season 2 just brings back like just 2 characters from season 1, because there's almost standalone. If you're not familiar with it, there's already been a season 1. So the White Lotus is a hotel chain, like a luxury chain throughout the world. And so the first season was in Hawaii. The second season is in Italy. And so it's just like the people who live in that upscale life, things that happen to them. And then you're just like following basically the kind of things. So like there's like the concierge, like the main manager. Then there's like different couples, family, all that kind of stuff. It's different. It's a thing like that. And it's a film noir. So film noirs are a film that starts off like on a bubbly level. So like you see like mainstream life, like a really rich family, and then like the more you get to know this family, you start seeing that like the wife had an affair, and then one of the kids is like actually like the son of like another person that the family knows that's a character in the story. It's a whole thing like that. So like the more deeper you go, you start learning more and more fucked up things. Like then you like find out like like maybe like the dad's gay. He's having sex with like this young 18-year-old boy who's a senior in high school or something like that. There's things, and it just builds and builds and builds. And their daughter walks in on him having sex with like that kid because she thought that guy had a crush on her. And that's the whole, like there's ways of like you just intertwine these characters, and that's and that's just a film noir. It's just you dig deeper, and you find out these people that you want this kind of life. It's this beautiful life because they're in Sicily and they're on yachts and luxury hotels, big room, lots of food. But then you see that they have these fucked up lives and these fucked up addictions. But season 2 is fucking insane. What I'm basically trying to get to is like you should watch season 1, but you can watch season 2 just from the start and you totally get it. It's nice to have the backstory of one of the characters because you just see like all the punchlines and all the jokes and everything that happens to her. You're like, oh my god! Of course this would happen to her because her character is so ridiculous. But you don't need that because you're still gonna like they hit so hard anyway that you're gonna like it anyway. It's just every ounce of things is really good. With Aubrey Plaza is in it, and she, you saw her in Parks and Rec. That's where she got her big break, and that's where a lot of people probably have like almost like a persona or a thought of that's who she is as an actress and who she is as a person. But then like you see her in this and she's just completely different. It's so much fun. It's so much fun when it's a really well written thing and it's just like boom, 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 just like carpet bombing the fuck out of you in your head, and you're sitting there. And what makes it so great too, because it's so good, is that one episode comes out a week. So, but they're like an hour. They can be like an hour and 20 minutes. They can be an hour and 45 minutes. They can be like, only like 58 minutes. But like even though like they're different lengths, it still fucking just hits you. It's just so good. And I apologize for cussing, but it's just like when it's very good filmmaking and it's shot very well, shot like a film noir. Every shot looks like a painting. I said shot way too many times. The dialogue, brilliant. There's not any wasted breath. There's not any wasted shots. Everything they show you has like a metaphor that leads to something else, or like it's edited beautifully too, because there's a lot of like pouring of wine into a glass or waves hitting rocks. Then it like dissolves into, or is like it cuts into like a pouring wine into a glass, and it's a brand new scene. It's a great transitions are very amazing in this season. I think it's better than season 1. I have there's I believe 2 episodes left, and like they're only 8 episodes. So if you can really just wait 8 weeks, you can just binge it if you want to. But I think there's an awesome marinade that comes with it. It's almost like a 3-course meal. Like you could just go and eat like a hamburger and fries and a Coke. Or you can just sit down, nice place. You enjoy the ambiance. You like how everything smells. You like the feel of the cloth on the table. The silverware is like, nice silver. It's silver. Those things like the cubes, like the ice cubes in the water are, like squares instead of like the little like beads you get from like a Sonic or a McDonald's, something like that. Like there's levels of even taking care of things like that. Bread and like room temperature butter is on the table. All these things, and it's like that. And there's a better feeling when you only get an episode instead of like gorging on a fucking 10 episode series, and then you're just sitting there with your head shoved up your asshole and you don't know what you just did for the last like 6 hours because you're like, what in the fuck? And you're like, doesn't feel good. You shouldn't do that to yourself. But guys, I have like 35 seconds left on this podcast, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Pretty much like that. Go USA World Cup. Be safe. Thank you guys for watching. Wash your hands. Apparently there's COVID and NR12 and the flu are all like just a triple threat this winter. Apparently this is what's the whole only. I heard this on a comedy podcast. Don't take this to heart, but be really into it. All right, I'll talk to you in the episode. All right, bye. Chuck.